The deep ocean is the most hostile environment on Earth. At a depth of just 300 meters, the water pressure is over 30 times that of the surface. It's a force that can crush a steel drum as if it were a soda can. Yet, in this immense, dark, and silent world, some of the most complex machines ever built operate for months at a time, completely cut off from the sun, the air, and the entire electromagnetic spectrum. This is the story of the physical and computational systems that make survival possible in the deep. It's a story of how extreme engineering conquered pressure, and how artificial intelligence is now conquering the even greater challenge of navigating a world without sight or certainty. To project power, to protect global communications, or to simply remain undetected, a submarine must do one thing above all else: stay submerged. But staying down means fighting a relentless physical war against the ocean itself. The key to survival is the pressure hull. This isn't the outer skin you see, which is a light hydrodynamic fairing designed to slip through the water. The true strength lies within. It's an inner cylinder, forged from high-yield steel alloys, meticulously welded to be almost perfectly round. Any imperfection, any flaw in the geometry, becomes a weak point for the colossal, uniform pressure of the deep to find and exploit. This structure is a fortress, engineered to withstand forces exceeding 1,000 pounds per square inch. Inside this fortress, a closed ecosystem sustains the crew. Submarines make their own air. Through electrolysis, seawater is split into hydrogen and oxygen. The oxygen is released into the ship's atmosphere, while the hydrogen is safely discharged overboard. At the same time, chemical scrubbers work constantly to pull toxic carbon dioxide exhaled by the crew out of the air. Combined with a nuclear reactor, which can operate for decades without refueling, these systems grant a modern submarine virtually unlimited endurance. It can remain submerged for as long as its food supplies last. But survival is only half the battle. The true purpose of a submarine is to be invisible. Its greatest advantage is stealth, and its greatest enemy is noise. Every sound it makes is a potential giveaway. The loudest noise comes not from the machinery, but from the propeller. If a propeller spins too fast, it can create vacuum bubbles in the water, a phenomenon called cavitation. When these bubbles collapse, they produce a sharp, distinct sound that travels for miles. To prevent this, advanced submarines use complex, highly sculpted propellers or pump jet propulsors that move vast amounts of water quietly, pushing the vessel through the ocean like a silent whale. Inside, all heavy machinery pumps, turbines, generators is mounted on massive, vibration-absorbing platforms called rafts, isolating its noise from the hull and the water outside. The submarine is a masterpiece of mechanical and material engineering, a self-contained world built to survive and hide. But this perfection creates a profound paradox. In achieving total isolation from the surface, it also severs its connection to the tools of modern navigation. Down here, GPS signals are useless, instantly absorbed by the water. Radio waves are gone. Light penetrates only a few hundred feet. The submarine is deaf, dumb, and blind. Except for one sense: hearing. For decades, the decisive advantage in undersea warfare belonged to the sonar analyst, a technician with a golden ear, sitting in a dark room, wearing headphones, tasked with interpreting the symphony of the ocean. Their job is to listen to the faint hum of a distant engine, the signature of a specific type of propeller, and distinguish it from the background noise of shrimp, the song of a whale, or the rumble of a storm hundreds of miles away. It is a cognitive task of immense difficulty. The ocean is getting louder, filled with commercial shipping, while adversaries are building submarines that are quieter than the background noise of the sea itself. The human ear, and the brain behind it, has become the bottleneck. And the submarine is not just listening for others, it's trying to find itself. Without GPS, it relies on an Inertial Navigation System, or INS. This is a collection of gyroscopes and accelerometers that tracks every turn, every acceleration, every movement from a known starting point. But over time, tiny, imperceptible errors accumulate. The system drifts. After days or weeks submerged, the submarine's true location isn't a point on a map, but exists inside an ever-expanding cone of uncertainty that can grow to be miles wide. To get a precise fix, the vessel has to come to periscope depth, a moment of extreme vulnerability. This is where artificial intelligence enters the silent world. AI is not replacing the hull or the reactor, it is upgrading the submarine's central nervous system. First, it's transforming the art of listening into a science. An AI model can be trained on a massive library of acoustic data, millions of hours of classified and unclassified ocean sounds. It learns the unique, subtle signatures of every known vessel, every biological creature, every natural phenomenon. Where a human analyst hears a confusing wall of sound, the AI sees a pattern. It can detect the signature of a specific class of enemy submarine buried under layers of noise, classify it, and flag it for the commander in seconds. It never gets tired, never loses focus, and can process a volume of data that would overwhelm an entire team of human listeners. The second transformation is in navigation. AI provides the solution to the drifting INS. It achieves this through sensor fusion. The AI takes the imperfect data from the Inertial Navigation System and correlates it with other, more subtle inputs. It can use a gravity gradiometer, which measures minute changes in the Earth's gravitational field, to compare against a known map of gravitational anomalies on the seabed. It can use magnetic anomaly detectors. Most effectively, it can use the submarine's own sonar to map the contours of the ocean floor passing beneath it and match that terrain to high-resolution undersea charts. By constantly cross-referencing these different data streams, the AI model corrects the drift of the INS in real time. It collapses the cone of uncertainty, allowing the submarine to know its precise location without ever risking a trip to the surface. Much of this remains an active engineering frontier, rather than a universal capability aboard operational submarines. The practical role of AI is narrower and more credible. Help crews compare sensor streams, surface anomalies, estimate uncertainty, and decide what deserves human attention. It acts as decision support, not an infallible navigator. The integration of AI into the undersea domain is not without risk. An AI trained on biased or incomplete data could misclassify a civilian vessel. Autonomous systems raise profound ethical questions about the use of lethal force without a human in the loop. And as one side's ability to detect improves, the other side's technology for stealth will accelerate to match it. This won't necessarily make the ocean transparent. Instead, it will create a new, high-speed arms race in algorithmic warfare, acoustic deception, and autonomous countermeasures. This leads to a final question. A sonar analyst relies on training, experience, and context. An AI system produces probabilities from patterns in data. If those two judgments disagree in the darkness of the deep, which one should guide the vessel? Submarines survive because engineering creates a small, controlled world inside an ocean that wants to crush, expose, and disorient them. Pressure hulls resist the water. Ballast controls buoyancy. Quiet propulsion protects stealth. Inertial systems track movement without GPS. Sonar turns sound into awareness. AI may make that awareness faster and more precise, but its most important output may be uncertainty itself, knowing not only where the submarine might be, but how much confidence anyone should place in that answer. This is HiTechnomy. Look beneath the surface of the future. Powered by Alligence Labs. If you enjoy deep dives into the technologies shaping our future, consider subscribing to HiTechnomy. Join us next time as we explore another technology, system, or breakthrough shaping our world.